Hello, Daz Studio enthusiasts. This is Not From This World, and I want to welcome you back to my tutorial series. Alright, well today I want to talk about a script that I stumbled upon called XTransfer, and what it does is it moves Genesis 3 morphs to Genesis 8, which is kind of cool, but I have to admit it was not what I bought it for. What I intentionally wanted to do was take this G3 character named Haley, who has the Harley Quinn morphs, and turn her into Milica, because I was being lazy when I made my Comic Life 3 initial tutorial, and I knew that I had a Milica with Harley Quinn's outfit, but I couldn't find the scene. So I opened up my original Harley Quinn, which is this Haley character who is a G3, and I was just going to convert her over to Milica to make my video. But it turns out that XTransfer does not do that. It's not a script that converts your Genesis 3 character to a Genesis 8. What it does is it converts the morphs of Genesis 3 to Genesis 8, so you can use the Genesis 3 morphs on a Genesis 8 character. And honestly, if I would have known that, I probably wouldn't have gotten it, but I made the mistake of thinking that I can convert my character from a G3 to a G8, so I got it. But after playing with it, it's kind of cool, so I thought I would share it with you today. Now, XTransfer does cost $31, and honestly, if you're not using a lot of Genesis 3 characters, and if you don't have a lot of Genesis 3 assets, this may not be that helpful, but it might be helpful in some cases if you ever do need to mess around with Genesis 3 morphs on a Genesis 8 character. Now this comes from Daz Studio, as you can see, and what is kind of nice about it is it does come with a little tutorial video showing you how to make it work. So I watched this, I played around with it, and my mindset was I want to convert Genesis 3 to Genesis 8. So I was frustrated at first, but then after it dawned on me what this script really does, then everything was okay. So I thought I'd show you how this works. Now, first of all, you are going to convert everything that's a G3 to a G8, but you can't use your character if you already have a G3 character created. So what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to go to your base Genesis 3 character. And so I have a base Genesis 3 character here. So in your Parameters tab, select Genesis 3, go to Actor, then drop down to People, and then go to Real World. Then you need to scroll down until you find your Victoria 7 and just like it with the heart. Once you have that done, open up your script for XTransfer. I don't know why it comes up with this screen. The little video tutorial that I watched didn't show this, but I just hit Restore. Then it opens it up, go to your favorite morphs, and the Victoria 7 will be selected because you hearted it here, or liked it, whatever that is. And it has all of the morphs. So once you have that, you don't change anything, just hit Transfer Selected Morphs. So you can do that, hit Yes. And then this is going to take a few minutes to compile, but it's going to move the Genesis 3 morphs to your Genesis 8 character here once we're done. Okay, so it's finished with this step, so just hit OK. It took about 2 minutes and 30 seconds to get that all written. So once you have that done, you can just close this. Then it tells you to go to your Genesis 8 character. So I'm going to open up a Genesis 8. I'm going to click on the Genesis 8 base figure. We're going to open it up. All right, I just threw some clothes on her to keep her decent. And once we do this, we just select our Genesis 8. We can go down to Actor, and you're going to see your XTransfer right here. So we have this XTransfer, and we can change our morphs from Genesis 8 down to Genesis 3. So this is kind of cool. Like I said, I'm not sure how much we would use this if you don't have a Genesis 3 library. So another cool thing I can do with the XTransfer is I could move individual Genesis 3 morphs to my Genesis 8. And how I do that is just selecting the Genesis 3 character. Let's go back to the XTransfer. I go to directory morphs, and then I can add a morph directory, and that just opens up all my folders. And if I know where the morphs are that I want to add, I can just do that. So for example, I want to add that Haley Genesis 3 character that was Harley Quinn. I can add her individually to my Genesis 8 character by just selecting her. So she is under FWSA. This is Haley. So I just select her folder, hit select folder, and then it loads it into the XTransfer. And then I just hit transfer selected morphs. And once I do that, it'll load. And then this Haley character that was a Genesis 3 will now be able to be used for Genesis 8. So if you've got some old Genesis 3 characters, but you want to put them on a Genesis 8 body, you can do that this way. Okay, so this is finished. We just hit OK and we can close out. When we open up our next Daz 8 character, so I just have to go back. One of the bummers is you just got to keep playing back and forth from Genesis 3 to Genesis 8. Now back at our Genesis 8 character, if I go to Parameters, select our figure, go to Actor, scroll down to where I find XTransfer, we now have that Haley morph in there, and see I can move and change to Haley. We can play around and morph and change those Genesis 3 to a Genesis 8. So I just thought I would show you this. I think it's kind of cool. I didn't accomplish what I wanted to with Milica here, but I ended up just creating a whole scene with Milica. And that was fun too because, you know, she's just so cute. How can I not try and use her for everything I possibly can? I hope that helps. Check out XTransfer. I don't know if you want to spend the $31 for it, but you know, it's kind of cool, especially if you have some older characters that you want to update. You can definitely do that. Move the Genesis 3s into Genesis 8s, and then you kind of have more versatility in your characters. All right, well, that's going to do it for today. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Don't forget to pound that like button and subscribe if you haven't done it. I am so happy. My community is really supporting me. It's a small channel, but I really appreciate all of your comments. Keep it up. Happy rendering, and don't forget to avoid that AI.